Welcome to our daily reflection for this Tuesday, December 3rd. And today we continue on our Advent journey, which the church shows us these promises and prophecies of the past that have been fulfilled in Jesus Christ to build up our faith, our devotion, our trust in God, in His love for us and care. And today we have this great image in Isaiah 11 that a shoot shall come forth and sprout from the stump of Jesse. Now, of course, Jesse is an ancestor to Jesus and the father of King David. And it looks like for Israel that there's a stump of Jesse. In other words, it looks like the family tree of Jesse will be cut down, and yet one little branch, one little line will survive. And that's what we'll see on Christmas morn when we get the long genealogy from the Gospel of Matthew chapter 1 of Jesus' descendants. And that shows that that shoot, that stump of Jesse still has one branch, one line that survives of the descendants of Jesse and David all the way down to Jesus. And that this prophecy was fulfilled. This promise was kept by God. And that's so important. And of course, here we have also today the Psalm 72, which is an important psalm. It's a psalm of Solomon. So it's the only psalm attributed to Solomon, who is a son of David. And it talks about how Solomon has this great reign and all the nations recognize his wisdom and how he becomes a type of the future Messiah, the future heir of the line of David, who will rule all the nations. And it mentions not only the tribes in Psalm 72 coming to give him homage, that is the tribes of Israel, but the nations recognizing and acknowledging him. And that's, again, an incredible prophecy for that time. In the time of Isaiah, Israel is the weakest of all nations. And the idea that all the nations would stream and acknowledge the king of the house of David is just crazy talk. And yet, it's actually fulfilled in Jesus Christ. And that's what Jesus talks about today in the gospel, where he gives praise and glory to the Father, who has hidden these things from the wise and understanding, but revealed them to mere children. And then he says that the Father has handed all things over to Jesus. In other words, all authority on earth has been given to Jesus. In other words, he is going to reign as king of the line of David over all the nations. God the Father is giving Jesus all authority. And of course, what do we find today? That from all the nations, there are believers in Jesus Christ. Even in the underground church in China, throughout Asia, throughout Europe, throughout America, there are people who worship and love and are faithful to Jesus Christ. He is the sovereign Lord. And this prophecy has been fulfilled. You know, and I once, the first house I bought, which is actually in Virginia, the previous owner had cut down a tree, but all these shoots came out of the stump. And it reminded me of this prophecy of Isaiah 11 and how what seems like, you know, the nations taking over and conquering and enslaving Israel would be the end of the line of David, and the kingdom and the royal dynasty of David is not. That dynasty survives by God's grace to bring about the fulfillment in Jesus Christ. And so today, let's let our faith grow strong, knowing that God has fulfilled His promise, and He has given all things to His Son, Jesus Christ, who reigns supreme. May the Lord strengthen your faith and bless and keep you.
This daily reflection is brought to you thanks to the generous support of the Mission Circle. Join the Mission Circle to help Catholics worldwide understand, live, and share their faith. Sign up at missioncircle.org today.